Yo, what's the deal, YouTube? This is Stock Vision, the channel you watch where we're going to talk about the stock market, hundreds of different stocks that we can invest and trade in. Also, we can make our money grow. Now, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you smack that subscribe button right down there below. Tell everyone that you know so we can all go on this wild ride in the market. Now, I just wanted to touch base and talk a little bit about, the state of the market, what's been going on, so we can try to anticipate what's going to happen in the future so we can make the best investment decisions. So pretty much, for those of you that don't know, the stock market is in a very uncertain place right now, and the major bench averages are pretty much hitting their lows. So the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P pretty much this whole year have been going down, and they're approaching levels that are where they're at their 52-week lows. So that's pretty much the state of the market right now. So why is this happening? What's been going on that's making the market really so volatile to the downside? So we have to rewind to find out, to get a better sense of what's going on. We're going to rewind back to March 2020 when the pandemic first hit. So when the pandemic first hit, the economy shut down. Everything closed, everyone was at home. So what the Fed started doing was they started injecting trillions of dollars into the economy and into the market, pretty much, the financial system. So they were making like $90 billion purchases per month of like mortgage securities and things of that nature. Per month, $90 billion, just injecting money, just throwing money out there, stimulus money, just money everywhere, printing money. Money all over the place, right, for the most part, for the market. So stocks since then were rising. March 2020, economy shut down, injecting money, boom, stocks started blowing up. They really were blowing up from March 2020 all the way to last year, November 2021. So what happened in November 2021 is the Fed started tapering. So what tapering is the Fed started pulling back on these $90 billion purchases they were making per month. They were starting to lessen them. They were becoming less. So they were pulling money out of the financial system, and that's when stocks, well, crypto for an example, was at an all-time high in November, like $68,000 Bitcoin was at, and now it's at $20,000. So that's one thing that's kind of got hit hard since the tapering. The major bench averages also since November have been starting their downtrend and really started picking up steam this year. Another thing that's been going on, as everyone probably knows, is the war in Ukraine. So that's what's increasing oil prices, and these oil prices are really adding on to the inflation problem. We also had the supply chain issue that was increasing prices as well. So inflation right now, for those of you that don't know, is at like a 40-year high. Gas prices are through the roof. Go to the market, food prices are through the roof. Pretty much everything is through the roof right now. So we had the CPI report come out last week, which is what the Fed uses as a gauge to determine, what's inflation doing month over month and year over year, and it has been going down. So now what they're going to do is they increased interest rates starting today. So they made the announcement today that they're going to increase interest rates by 75 basis points. So what does that mean for the market, and what does that mean for the economy? What that means is that hits the market in the respects more so of a tech stock and a growth stock, because now their earnings in the future don't look as attractive because the interest rates are increasing and going higher. So that money in the future isn't as attractive because now in actuality it's going to be less because of the interest rates rising. It's also harder for them to grow their business because it costs more money to borrow and to pay it back. So it's more money to grow your industry, to grow your company. So these are other things that's coming into play. So the government, the Fed, has a $90 trillion balance sheet. So let me go ahead and repeat that. $90 trillion. They're starting what's called quantitative tightening right now. They started in June. So that's pulling even more money out of the financial system, out of the economy. There's talks of the economy headed for a recession. So these are another thing that's affecting the market right now. A lot of downwind, a lot of headwinds that's coming into play. So for those of you, who aren't in the market right now, this is actually a good time because prices have been going down. So this is a good time, especially if you have a long-term horizon, 5, 10 years later out in the future. this is a good time to start looking into the market and maybe making your money work. So these are things that's been going on in the economy, things that's been going on in the world that's affecting the market. These are what's all types of things. There's literally like a million things that can affect an individual stock price. Balance sheets, what the inflation is like, interest rates, do they have cash flow? What's their debt like? There's just a million things. So make sure you tune into Stock Vision, because these are things that we're going to talk about. We're going to keep up to date on the market. We're going to keep our eyes on the ears and what's going on, what's happening, so we can anticipate and we can make the best investment decisions. So make sure you tune in here to learn more about, what's happening, so you can keep up to date. Also tune in so we can talk about individual stocks that we can learn to invest in, learn more about the companies. We're also going to looking at making short-term trades. So a short-term trade is to grow our money quickly. Specifically when I say quickly, I'm talking about in like 2 days, 3 days. Those are some things we're also going to explore on this channel as well. So make sure you tune in, make sure you tell everyone that you know, so we can all go ahead and make our money grow together. And thanks so much for watching the channel. Hope you learned something. Don't forget, Hulk smash that like and subscribe button right down there. And thanks so much for watching, and you have a great night.